job. I do not have a car or much of a bank account, or too many of what you might call material prospects. And so it seems suitable that over the weeks approaching graduation, I have thought long and hard about how to make something out of what would appear to be nothing. But there is no reason for me to attempt to defend my choice to study English to you, to describe for you, my peers and my mentors, the intangible pleasures of reading and of writing, of intellectual exercise, discovery, and the thousand beauties of language. I believe that poetry and prose possess a near fantastical power to emit lightnings on all beholders, as Emerson once said. But I don't need to tell you that. You understand this? It is one of the many reasons we are here together today. Still, I would like to refer to Mr. Emerson again, with an eye towards some sort of alchemy, some literary sleight of hand, a distillation of something tangible from the intangible, a something from nothing. This is not a defensive action. I am not interested in answering for the practicality of literary studies in a technological age or any such notion at this moment. I want to share with you one specific, astounding joy that has come to me over 4 years of study, and for this purpose, Emerson will be my guide. In 1834, he addressed a group of young graduates at Dartmouth. He told them, "If any person have less love of liberty and less jealousy to guard his integrity, shall he therefore dictate to you and me? Say to such doctors, we are thankful to you, but now our day is come. And now will we live for ourselves, as the upholders and creators of our age. Now that we are here, we will put our own interpretation on things, and our own things forward for interpretation. Please himself with complacence whosoever will. For me, things must take my scale, not I theirs. Things must take my scale, not I theirs. What empowerment, what strength there is in that sentence. When I read this passage a few weeks ago, I felt like jumping up and shouting, "Oh, Ralph Waldo, I agree." It has been 174 years, but I do not believe those Emersonian days have entirely passed. Those days when it was possible to view the act of interpretation, which is our special providence as literary scholars, as the means by which we become the upholders and creators of our age. Later in his speech, Emerson calls language the subtlest, strongest, and longest-lived of man's creations, and only fitly used as the weapon of thought and of justice. Over the last 4 years, we have learned to slip in and out of texts, to weigh single words and to rub them against each other until they acquire voltage and brilliance. We have learned to pursue meaning, that wisp of a willful daydream someone once called truth, and to appreciate its very elusiveness. At the same time, and inextricable from this learning to put our own interpretation on things, we have also learned to be just, to begin to take our places as the stewards of the cultures in which we live. As I read Emerson's work and reflect on my time at Stanford, I begin to believe, and now I insist with all my heart, that we are better people because we have learned to read and write and imagine with eloquence and care. Whether we choose to write a novel, an essay, a thorough treatise on the work of Hart Crane, or a theoretical approach to Chaucerian erotics, it will always be within our grasp to define liberty, integrity, the scale of things, for ourselves and for each other. As we examine our world and respond to it, each in our particular idiom, we are crafting a tremendous gift. We are presenting our cultures with the many choices, the variances in identity and perspective that are essential for healthy social discourse. This sounds rather dry, I know, but it fills my heart when I consider the fact that we have chosen this path to commit these past 4 years and all the years to come to reading, to writing, to the interpretive act with its wild and tangible joys and its tangible responsibilities. normative and interpretive acts to justice and integrity, so can we. He sees them as coextensive. At Stanford, I have learned that there is no separating the intangible pleasures of language and intellect and the tangible facts of social responsibility, no distilling one from the other. This good, indeed, this excellent and unsurpassable kind of education is what we have all been so blessed to receive as students at this university, in this department, from all of our professors and instructors and fellow students. So I was wrong to call this sleight of hand, this something from nothing I have found myself considering in my last months as an undergraduate, and which I have tried to describe to you this afternoon. Something from nothing is the wrong phrase by a mile or three. Our true prospects as young, literary, perhaps temporarily unemployed, but nonetheless happy people are some kind of beautiful impossibility, tangible and intangible, something and nothing, all at once. We have everything already and everything left to gain. Thank you. Congratulations.